What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Monday. Hopefully everyone had an amazing weekend, whether you went out and had some fun or you stayed in, got nice and cozy, whatever it is. I hope you enjoyed yourself this weekend. This podcast is presented to you by Pepsi Wild Cherry. We have our Pepsi Wild Cherry sitting right next to us. Pepsi Wild Cherry, zero sugar. It gives you that nice little wild moment that you're looking for in your everyday life. Fran, what was your wild moment this weekend?
I had a lot of different highs and lows, I would say. But, it was the big game, so there was a lot going on, a lot to plan. Saturday, it was lovely out in New York City. It was warm. Going out, getting outside. And what did I do? I went to a birthday party.
Oh, nice little wild moment.
And it was hat themed. Crazy hat, not crazy hat. Your choice, really. You could baseball hat or normal hat. We've been given many a good gift at our live shows, and sometimes they come in handy in the future. And Lizzie and Ren from College Station gave us light up cowboy hats, and
yes,
I have
did.
them. Mm-hmm. And I was able to whip those bad boys out. They light up. Smash hit.
That's a great hat for a hat party.
Smash hit. Everybody was jealous.
So that was your wild moment of the weekend.
Yes.
My wild moment, I think mine was probably just packing. That was my wild moment of the weekend. I enjoyed, a nice break. I had myself a nice Pepsi Wild Cherry to reward myself after packing. Literally, I actually did that because I was like, oh my God, I need to sit down and enjoy something right now. But it's all done. I'm ready for the big move this week. So I'm really excited. So that was my little taste of a wild moment. Pepsi Wild Cherry, it's delicious. It's tasty. It's flavorful. It's fresh. And it gives you that little wild moment in your everyday life. So get wild and grab yourself a Pepsi Wild Cherry and join us because the flavor, the taste, everything is
the pop.
It's delicious. How was your weekend? Big weekend?
Good. I mean, I felt like I lived 9 lives in the last 4 days because I came home from Vegas on Friday and I stayed home Friday night, but active day on Saturday, active day Sunday, but honestly, 36 hours in Vegas, perfectly fine amount of time, you know? And I saw...
You get a little glimpse?
Yeah, I saw a bunch of people out Thursday night, and it was like, oh, what are you doing this weekend? Where else are you going? I was like, I'm going home. They were like, what? Why? And I was like, I have no big desire to say. And Super Bowl weekend is a ton of fun, but then when I saw when the weekend really got going and everybody was there, the videos of the traffic and everything seemed so crazy. But Thursday it was a lot of fun. We lost the dozen, unfortunately, but it was a great game.
It was a great game.
It was a great game. We did as much as we really could, because the other team got every single question right. Not much you can do when they don't.
Yeah.
Frank didn't. Frank was on a roll.
When they don't get them wrong, it's kind of impossible to win.
Exactly. And I will always share some beautiful moments from that game. Of even when we lose and I get one question right that I'm super proud of myself, I'm good.
Yeah, of course.
And you have a lifelong friendship with Carrot Top.
I do.
Yeah, you and Carrot Top.
Classic case of don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, that's how you learn.
Because I said I was scared, and I was. Mm-hmm. But, from what I've seen, people have had mixed interactions with him. Fair.
Yeah.
But mine was lovely. He was a doll.
Couldn't ask for anything better.
He was a sweet guy. I think he had fun, brought the energy.
That's what you need.
He was drinking on stage with the crowd. The people loved it.
That's what you need in a teammate.
We were, we were down on the end together, so we were communicating a lot for our questions. We worked together on our geography question, and I think he was impressed with my knowledge of pop culture. He was his. Anytime somebody sees the Celebrity Mashup for the first time, they're like, "What the fuck is that?" Because it's like if you don't. You're like, what is that? when you get it fast, they're like, wow, wow. He was very appreciative, which was very sweet. But it was a lot of fun. And Big Cat surprised everybody with Josh Allen, which was a hell of a surprise.
That is a big surprise.
Because when I came up, talk about consolation prize, It's like we lost, we went back up to the little green room, but Josh Allen was there. So, which was, it was fun. It was very nice. Greg Olson, also extremely nice guy. He really bought into the dozen. He was cracking me up. Like, they lost their match, but we watched the championship all together, and he was just getting it's just a classic scenario where it's not your game, but you're getting he's like, oh, I know all of these
right.
ones.
Like, if only those were my questions.
But he loved, he was like, next year, I'm back. I love this.
I feel like
so it was fun.
All the guests were into it.
Gary V, maybe a little too much.
Too much.
Maybe a little too much.
I was watching
Gary V
and I was like, all right.
out a little bit, I'm not going to lie.
Pipe down.
I know. It's like, you're not doing too much to be having that kind of attitude.
Yeah.
No, I was almost afraid for Josh Allen for a second. When they went out for the championship, I said, Gary, you ready? And he looked at me straight face, was like, this is my time to take out Josh Allen. I was like, damn, this is some deep-rooted he's a crazy Jets fan.
Yeah.
So he was like, this is some deep-rooted Bills hate right here.
You feel like he really got one on him there.
Yeah, it was like,
I love Frank talking shit to Josh Allen.
Yeah. Frank
know,
doesn't care about celebrity.
No.
Frank is there for the love of the game.
Exactly. He is. So it was a lot of fun. And then some of us went out to a party, which was just a funny assortment of people because it was me, Grace, O'Malley, and Josh, who works for them, and he sweet boy, and Jordan Berry. And that was a squad.
What a crew.
Rolled deep to the Team Visa Cash App Red Bull party.
You four have never been together as a group.
If I heard you four, I'd be like, you know what? Kendrick Lamar concert.
Yeah. Yep.
You four scream.
Well,
Kendrick
you just
Lamar.
never know where you're gonna find yourself on a work trip, and when I'm at these places kind of riding solo, I'm just like, hey, wherever the night takes me.
Yeah, of course.
And we had a grand old time. It was a very fun party. It was I guess I didn't really know any details about it until I got there, and it was they unveiled the new F1 car. So I was like, oh, I looked up. It was Danny Ricciardo and all that Formula One people. They're walking around. It was very exciting. And then Kendrick came, but it's one of those parties where those are Super Bowl parties where you look around, you're like, oh,
everybody is somebody.
Everybody is somebody, and it was all tables, and everybody was in their group and whatnot. We did see Austin North, which was nice to meet him IRL. Very nice guy, because I was like, but there's nothing weirder than when somebody's been on your show.
Why did you just abbreviate IRL out
IRL,
loud?
because it's in real life.
LOL.
In real life.
IRL.
LMAO.
Yeah. It was IRL. But when we meet people or they come on our show via Zoom, it obviously it happened, but it also almost didn't happen,
Right.
Where I'm
you feel like you never really met them.
Right, because I'm I God forbid they don't really remember, In person, we're much more memorable.
Right. I feel like
he did, was fine.
Yeah.
But there's always a little moment where you're
oh, remember you came on our show?
where you want to be
Zoom?
like, oh God, remember you were on my show, but it was on Zoom, we have that purple studio, that.
Yeah.
But it was a fun party, and Kendrick was great, and I thought I broke my ankle. Truly, if you saw me walking around the casino after the party, I looked like I was either the drunkest human being alive or maybe drugged. That's how wobbly my ankles were.
Why?
My
too much
heels
walking?
didn't have any ankle support.
Ooh.
And I just was
like you were on stilts?
No, literally, I could not. I could not move. And it was like slightly embarrassing. I was like, I'm not this drunk, but it looks
But to be fair, in Vegas, nobody's
Vegas,
pointing out who looks drunk or whatever because everybody's on the same page.
No, Vegas Super Bowl is a funky scenario too, because you're walking through the casino and you look to your left, you're like, oh, there's insert anybody, like they're just sitting at the blackjack table.
It felt like there was every single person was there.
Yeah, it really was.
Felt like
even like the game, there was 9. It just felt like all the celebrities were pouring in.
Did you gamble at all?
No, I'm not a
like a little blackjack.
No, see, I've come down to the root of my issue, I think, in casinos, because it's not necessarily like I don't enjoy a little gamble here or there. I don't like talking to strangers.
Oh, then go to the machines.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's like what it comes down to. Like, I get embarrassed, or like, which is really a silly thing because it's not like any dealer hasn't met somebody who doesn't know like the rules or like whatever. But to go up and like to the dealer and be like, oh, I don't really know like what's happening or how to do this. I can't. I get too embarrassed.
The people next to you, I always get worried about like
that too.
Like, you shouldn't have hit there. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, too many elements for me.
It also depends on the place. Like Vegas is a lot more intimidating. There are certain places that are more intimidating.
Or what kind of table you end up. Too many factors. I will play the computer.
I always end up like
playing the computer. Like, you're gonna lose so much more. I think on the computer because it is.
I've won a ton playing roulette on the computer.
Really?
Every single time. I don't know what. I don't know why. I love blackjack. I love roulette. I just stick to those two. Yeah. I don't like slots. I feel like slots are money eaters, even though people eat. Even though people win on slots, I'm like, I'm just pressing a button. There's nothing going on here. I'm not picking numbers. I'm not deciding anything. I'm literally just clicking a button here. No, I've never played craps before.
No,
I don't know how.
But there was some of our squad was doing some roulette, which I was like, just pick a number. You have your numbers in life.
Color,
like I have, like my family has numbers. I have numbers.
Yeah.
Like my family.
No, I know. We
banking.
We put everything on all of our numbers. We just lost all of a sudden it's gone.
Yeah, but they also, there's numbers that are hot and cold, and sometimes you just got to play the hot ones because they will come back around. They always come back around.
It's easy to like win really quickly.
My parents have been deciding on when they want my sister's child to be born based on what they think is a good number for roulette.
Oh, that's fair.
It's actually sickening.
Like birth date?
No. They have been pulling up the roulette like wheel, and if like, all right, because 29 is a big number in my house, they're like, okay, well, they thought that she was possibly having the baby on Saturday, which was the 10th. They're like, 10 is really close to 29. So like, if it's spinning and it doesn't land on 29, it might land on 10. I'm like, what? I was like, guys, we got to put it away. We can't focus on this.
Yeah.
That, I think that's where the love of the game comes from for me.
Oh man, but it was fun. Got on the plane Friday morning. Honestly, I had one of the most heinous conversations going on in front of me on the plane that I could not turn it off. Like it was, I was.
Please elaborate.
It was a woman who I guess is a comedian. I couldn't really see her face, but she was talking about her career and has opened for Chappelle and has a Vegas residency. Like, so I'm like,
Vegas residency,
pretty legit. Mm-hmm. I'm not quite sure who exactly it was.
Amy Schumer.
But she was sitting next to a gentleman who came on later. I would clock him at like middle-aged white guy, just chatting away. And as we're taking off, they are chumming it up. They're like, "Oh, what do you do?" But he was just, I don't know how she sat there and talked to him. He just came off like the douchiest man to ever live. Where like he started pulling up pictures of girls that he was going on dates with and showing them to her and being like, yeah, she's a hot one, right?
Oh my gosh.
And like,
interesting tactic.
He hit a joke that like I almost like baby threw up in my mouth a little bit. He was like, well, people ask me what my type is, and you know what I say? Vaginas.
Oh my God.
And my jaw hit the floor. I was like,
was she laughing?
Yeah, I don't know if she was
I
would
like crack up in that moment just because you're so shocked that this is being said to you.
And I think you're just like stuck. Like you're in your seat. You can't go anywhere, And this guy he didn't shut up for like a full hour about like, oh, well, and then,
what my type is? Big boobies.
So then he's like, I got a house. He's like, so I got a house out in Utah, and I was just out there for okay, let me backtrack. First thing I knew was going to be a problem when he walked to his seat, and he saw his seat and was like, oh, fuck this chair. This chair's awful. Like screaming, like being
like, hell yeah, bro.
You're like, all right,
go
dude.
off.
Yeah, he's like, terrible. So he's like, I got a house in Utah, and I was out there for the film festival out. Why am I spacing on the name of the film festival? Salt Lake City. Sundance. So I'm out there for Sundance. But, I came in a little later, and I said, oh, yeah, I'll rent my house. Whatever. But so I didn't know who was in it. Like, I dealt with a broker, like, whatever. I find out it's Michelle Obama staying at my house. So he's like, so now I can say I've slept in the same bed with the president's wife.
Oh my God. That's actually not that
I kind of love this guy.
It was like,
what's find out his name. Honestly, I want to go to his show.
He was not the comedian. She was.
She's probably secretly writing down jokes. Like,
oh my God. I just I couldn't.
There's some people that are
it was insane. It was really, really something else.
There are some people that are so obnoxious and you start off by hating them, and then you come around, you're like, I might actually love this person.
No, I just
you're so enamored with how obnoxious and hateable they are.
How are you talking like this to somebody you have literally never met?
Right, and you almost respect that. You're like you're
not holding anything back.
Right, like really interesting of you that I actually kind of I'm not even mad. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I know.
That you're like,
truly.
oh, a human being like you exists.
You're like, wow, you really have no problem sharing the inner workings of your life to a stranger on an airplane.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need to embrace those moments.
I sat in my chair. I was like, I cannot believe this guy is still going.
Right. That's in-flight entertainment. You don't even need the TV.
It was. It actually really was. And home sweet home.
Home sweet home.
Home sweet home. Back in the Big Apple.
Yeah, the big city.
Yep.
Yeah, I had a pretty wholesome weekend. I was on Long Island with my family. I cooked them dinner.
The shot clock is on.
Yes, we're just, we're waiting. We are just waiting. My sister requested Crunchwrap Supremes, so I made those for her, which brings me joy. I love the face of she really enjoys them, and she was like, "You're the best sister ever," and I was like, "Stop it! Oh,
that's
stop it!"
Nice.
So that was nice, and it's just that waiting game.
Yeah.
Every day my parents are like, "The baby's coming today," and I'm like, "Guys, it's gonna come when you least expect it." Everyone's really excited, but you can't just will it out of her. I mean him. But
you do keep saying it.
Well, because the way that it's been talked about,
it's coming, it's not coming.
I know. Well, but it more so because
it's almost like the moment. You're really referring to
the moment,
the birthing moment.
Luca will be here soon.
Yeah.
But I'm more so talking about the moment of it all. So that was nice. And then I was like, all right, guys, I gotta leave and go pack. The chances that it's probably gonna, I feel like this is gonna happen when I leave, of course.
Right.
So I go home.
No, the moving trucks will literally be leaving, and they'll be like, time for you to come back.
Right. So I go home, we pack up all our stuff, which is a huge relief. And as soon as I did the last piece of folding, right? And I sit down on the couch, I look at my phone. My dad's like, Nicole just went to the hospital with Mom and James. Who's her? And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, well, you know what? At least the packing is done.
Yep.
Keep me updated. False alarm.
Yeah.
Another false alarm.
Yeah.
So I just have to say now that
I feel like
I'm witnessing, this is, I've said it repeatedly the past couple podcasts, but this is the first time my family is experiencing something like this. Yeah. And, you know, being so close to it, I just have so much empathy for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, everybody who has gone through this, especially like my sister and people, they're first timers. Because my sister's like, you have no idea what it's like, Maria. She's like, I'm like, how do you keep going? False alarm. She's like, because I keep thinking the baby's coming. Like, I don't know. I've never had a baby before. And she's like, you don't know until it's in you and you can feel it and you think it's coming. So it's been pretty funny, but really exciting stuff. And yeah, then for the Super Bowl, we just stayed home and are enjoying the last couple of days in the apartment that we're in now. Casual Super Bowl. Ordered some wings, some pizza, all the good stuff, and really just enjoyed it. It was, you know, sometimes there's something about, you know, Super Bowl parties are a ton of fun.
Yeah.
And watching with your friends or your family is always a blast because you could talk about everything out loud, of course. But there's also something kind of nice for a quiet Super Bowl as well, I think. Just like...
And you don't miss a moment.
You don't miss a moment, just enjoying each other's company, watching. Because I felt bad. I was like, because we had so much going on, so we were like, let's not do anything for the Super Bowl. And I was like, I'm sorry if you wanted to like go with your friends or whatever. And he was like, no, like honestly, watching the football game with no disruptions is beautiful. And I was like, that is nice to hear.
Well, especially him, like he's always watching with other people.
Right.
He rarely gets a time to watch sports by himself.
Exactly right, because a lot of times they're streaming for work and stuff, and he was like, no, this is really enjoyable. So it was nice. Right now, McDonald's burgers are hotter, juicier, and tastier than ever before. So much so that the Hamburglar is on the loose. The patties are cooked to juicy perfection. The cheese is perfectly melted. The Big Mac has more special sauce in every bite. The Big Mac is my personal favorite. You cannot get better than a Big Mac. They're topped with a pillowy, soft golden bun, and they are truly McDonald's best classic burgers ever. Or in the words of the Hamburglar, robble robble. Right now, try McDonald's best burgers ever at a McDonald's near you. I know your mouth is absolutely watering. It's Monday. You don't gotta waste your time trying to find something to eat tonight. Just pick up yourself some McDonald's. Go to a McDonald's near you and try McDonald's best burgers. To get into the Super Bowl, you know, the Chiefs won, obviously.
They did.
And before we talk about all the Chiefs stuff and Taylor Swift and whatever, I do want to say, when you have no dog in the fight, it's really easy to start feeling bad for the teams and start feeling bad for the other team who lost.
For sure.
I started feeling so bad for the 49ers, and I was like, they're grown. They got this. You know what I mean? Like, they're grown men. They're fine. But I was like, oh, you know what I mean?
They're I'm extremely sad. So I think it's fair.
Started, like, you know, because I was rooting for the Chiefs, but then part of me was like, wait a second. Christian McCaffrey and Olivia Culpo are getting married this year.
Yeah.
How beautiful would that be if Christian McCaffrey wins the Super Bowl and then they go on to get married and they have an amazing 2024? Like, I started like thinking all these other things. I'm like, oh, like that would be so nice. And it was Kristen Juszczyk. It was her birthday. I saw. Yes. I was like, oh, that'd be a fun birthday. She's had a great year.
Yep.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm starting to feel really bad for them. I'm almost starting to like root for them because, you know, the Chiefs are so great. And you're like, but you know, there can only be one winner,
right? And it would go both ways too. Like, I think if the Niners won, you would have been like, oh man, like what a moment that would have been for the Chiefs. Like,
exactly.
You know?
It's
so
no matter what team loses, I always find myself feeling bad for them because I don't have a dog in the fight where I'm like, yeah, we won. Yep. Like, I could kind of go either way. And that's how I was feeling. I was like, Christian McCaffrey's so good. Like, Olivia, like, oh, what a beautiful year. Yeah. So I felt sort of bad.
Yeah, the storylines were all lined up for both sides. And honestly, the game kind of sucked for like a while. Like the first half was not an exciting.
It was really boring.
Half of football. It was a really slow game. And of course, it picked up. And then now looking back, you're like, oh my God, like what the ending, everything was like crazy. But the first half was definitely slow. But we're at Vegas Super Bowl, so it's like star-studded event. Everybody was there. The celebs were there. We saw everybody coming in over the weekend, like all the Kim, Chloe, Kendall, like everybody, Justin, Haley, so many celebrities were there. Lady Gaga was, I guess maybe Lady Gaga, she was decked out in 49ers gear. I think her boyfriend is a big 49ers fan, would be my guess. She's from New York.
Yeah.
So, but like it just felt like everywhere you showed, like they panned to people, and of course Taylor was there in the box with the fam and the Kelces and her parents and Ice Spice and Ashley. Ashley has not missed a game.
No.
Her dedicated friend. There's some people that maybe, like Lively, some people maybe seem like they didn't make the first cut for the people in the box, but then maybe it emptied out a little bit. They could bring, like it looked like Lana Del Rey wasn't in the box at first, but then she was in the box later.
Well, she was wearing 49ers stuff. So I think maybe that's why she wasn't in the box at first.
Is Lana a 49ers fan?
She was wearing a leather jacket that had 49ers on it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I think maybe they were like, all right, you can't come in the box.
No wonder one of Travis's big friends almost knocked her over.
Yeah.
Did you see that when they were jumping up and down? She almost went down.
Right. It was cracking me up watching Ice Spice get so excited. And I was like, I don't know if she has any idea, which fair enough. Like,
yes.
Most of the time, I know touchdowns, okay?
Yeah.
I know when people are scoring. I don't know this position, that position, whatever. Like, I'm here for the scoring.
Yep.
So I'm
points.
Yeah. I'm not like making fun of her in that aspect. It was just funny to see like everyone jumping up and down cheering because I would be the same way.
Yes.
Like, oh, I'm here. I'm just gonna jump up and cheer just because you're in the moment.
Yep. Definitely. So, it was a massive moment. The Post Malone sang America the Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
God Bless America. Whatever.
America
the Beautiful. And he sounded different.
I
thought.
it.
Like it was like
What'd you say? You said
I said I didn't like it.
oh, you didn't like it.
I was looking forward to it.
Mhm.
It was like a little more ethereal almost. Like it didn't have his like
Yeah, I was looking forward to like raspy, like grungy version of America the Beautiful, and he did it like completely different.
Yeah, he did. Why I liked it, but definitely different. And then Reba, who looked fantastic too.
Yeah.
Andre Day performed. It was a good pre-show of performances.
National anthem. I love when they're straight to the point.
There's no frills.
No notes.
Did she go under or over? You know how
she
they
went
always put-
over because she did a Second the Brave, which Lady Gaga did. I only know this because Marty had the over on the national anthem, and it was about to end, and then she did a Second the Brave, and it went over. And he said the other person to do that was Lady Gaga. Like a couple of years ago, did the same thing.
It's always a little added element when they throw in an unexpected embellishment.
Right.
I would be so terrified that I'll like mess up a word or like forget a word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No,
and then everyone's like, "Wow, you don't know the
Someone
national
did
anthem."
that like somewhat recently. I feel like, like maybe not too recently, but like in the last like.
Are you
5
just thinking
years.
about Fergie? Let's play
No.
some basketball.
No, that was just awful.
Let's play some basketball.
Chris Stapleton was so good last year, though. That's hard to beat.
Yeah, definitely. Like we said, it was a boring first half, so then everyone was looking forward to Usher.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, way more of a mixed bag of reactions for Usher than I thought. Like that Usher performance ended, and I was like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you look to social media, and so many people were like, that was terrible. I was very surprised. And even like my own family, we were all arguing back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, it's very tough. I was very impressed by his like actual performance. I had feelings about maybe song selection, things like that. But it's hard to sing and dance like that. Like my sister was like, he was out of breath the whole time. I'm like, He's dancing his ass off.
He's a performer.
I'm like, what would you rather him dance and lip sync?
Yeah,
like,
no, that is Usher though.
Yeah.
Usher has always been a dancer.
Yeah.
That's one of his main things.
People
that
were
he's a
saying the
phenomenal
mic was
performer.
messed up.
Yeah, I did see some criticism of just like the sound in general.
Yeah, I thought
Which
the
was
sound
fair.
was
But a
harder
ton
to
of people
hear.
there were like that. They were like,
Yeah,
this
they were
was
like, that was
incredible, and like
incredible.
I hope it translated to TV. So maybe for some people it didn't translate to TV as much. But I will say, like, I loved the beginning, and then like lost me a little bit with some of the slow songs. Alicia Keys, obviously phenomenal. I cried. I teared up. I was like, that's a beautiful moment. And then when you have Ludacris and Lil Jon come out, it's impossible to not love that. Like, it's impossible to not be jumping off your couch out of excitement that they are on the screen. Also, Usher whipping out rollerblades for the Super Bowl halftime performance. Excuse me, the balls on him.
I know.
But also, how did he get them on?
I know. Like, no, he had some.
He's so impressive.
He had some unbelievably quick outfit changes.
I was
like, all of a sudden he was shirtless, and then like 12 seconds later he was back on stage fully clothed in rollerblades.
Yeah, I was thinking the whole time, I was like, Kim Kardashian must be salivating.
Oh,
like,
yes.
Because we know how much she loves Usher. And I said that maybe she would be going just for the Usher performance, like literally just because it's an Usher concert for her. But I enjoyed it. I think, you know, every year it gets compared to past halftime shows. The 2022 halftime show was maybe the greatest in our lifetime.
Is that like the hip hop one?
Yeah, with all the rappers when it was like Eminem, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, Mary J. Blige, like, and then also 2014 Beyonce and Bruno Mars. Like, those two to me, top two.
Yeah,
top two. Obviously I loved Rihanna last year, but
her was
I don't know, like, it's got to be really bad for me to be like, you know. What was
Lady Gaga was phenomenal.
What was not? I don't know. And maybe like I saw a lot of people on Twitter too being like, maybe it's just an age thing. You know, the younger generation not as familiar with this catalog of Usher, which is super fair because every song, like for me, every song he sang, you're like, oh yeah, you know,
like another Usher song, yeah.
And of course, there were some ones that he left out that I really was like kind of surprised he left them out. But yeah, then her came out, and you know, it really is funny how at this point, like, she is still, like, she is so famous, but no matter what, when she comes out for a surprise performance somewhere, or there will be someone in your group who goes, "Who's that?"
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people still don't know
who's her. It's her. It's like Becca Tilley posted on her story. It made me laugh because it was like, me. Who's that? Haley. It's her. Like, me being like, who's her? So we had that moment with the group that I was watching with as well. I'm like, they're like, no, it's her. H-E-R, her.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's incredible. I love anytime she comes out and performs. There were sneaky a lot, like, will.i.am was on stage, am I right? Like, was that was him? I mean, like, for a second I was like, who is that?
It just made me want Black Eyed Peas and LMFAO. Yeah. Imagine a Black Eyed Peas and LMFAO Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Black Eyed Peas would be awesome.
No, he just really, I thought he put together a pretty impressive performance. I really did not have like I said, I think my only thing was, I would have swapped out maybe a song here or there for like
DJ
just gotta fall in love again.
Yeah. I thought it was great. I loved the outfits. I think he looks spectacular. And like I said, Ludacris and Lil Jon, you put them in anything, I'm excited.
Yeah, that was great. And like
I wanted Ludacris to go into like some My Chick Bad, maybe How Low. Like I was like, all right, can Ludacris do some songs now?
Right. My It made me slightly dizzy, but I also did enjoy it. Like the camera when Lil Jon first came out and he was just like jumping up and down in the crowd and they're all I was like, whoa, like it was like a lot, but also at the same time very fitting for Lil Jon.
Yeah, but nothing's gonna be as jarring as
Paradise
the Weeknd.
host.
Yeah, the nothing's gonna be as jarring as the Weeknd one. when he was in the maze and the camera was going crazy. That one was a really dizzy performance.
I did like that Usher like started on the field too. I thought that was cool. Big, lot of performers, dancers. The band, I thought the giant band sounded incredible. It seemed like they figured it out as it kept going on. Like the sound things for me happened towards the beginning a little bit.
I wonder how it looks when you're at the stadium, though, because I feel like the whole performance is done for the camera.
Oh, it is completely.
Because I'm sure they could see Usher like changing on the side, like if you're just there.
It's a totally like
the people there though were loving it.
Yeah, seeing Rihanna perform and then like going home and watching what it looked like. It's so different. So it's no surprise like for when you could see, because you could obviously tell from even just TV how many dancers and band members and performers were all out there. So when you're in your seat and you can see the full scope of everything that's happening, it's a totally different experience than like just a zoomed in camera on Usher.
Yeah.
So
people were suspecting that Justin Bieber was going to come out all week,
and he was
people
there.
Were like, Justin Bieber, he's coming out. His choreographer liked some posts, so people were like, "This might be it."
There was like a Dumas thing that he had like a dressing room.
Yeah,
like, it's like he hasn't used it, but he's there.
Yeah, and he was seen at the Michael Rubin Fanatics party on Saturday, so people were excited about that. His shirt was off, and they noticed that he wasn't drinking or smoking, which he's usually doing. Usually he has a blunt in his hand at these parties, and they were like, oh, the boy's resting up. He has his water. And then they saw him walking into the Super Bowl with Haley, and it was like, okay, I don't know, maybe he wouldn't be going to his seats if he was performing.
Yeah.
And then they showed him in his seat, and they were like, well, maybe he's seated right next to the stairs so he can, within 20 minutes run down the stairs and be with Usher, and maybe it's going to be a fake out. And that just was not the case. And I never got myself hyped up to the point of believing Bieber was going to be coming out, because Bieber's picky with his performances.
Did they ever have a falling out?
No.
Usher and Bieber?
I think you're onto something. There was something like years ago
close anymore.
that people thought that Usher and Bieber weren't, like something may have happened.
Yeah.
But I don't think in a way where like that would stop Usher from asking him to.
I mean, if they're not like talking, I don't know.
Well, I don't think they don't talk.
Yeah, I guess we don't really know. Yeah, we wouldn't really know their relationship, but I feel like there was. I feel like you're right. I feel like there was something like years ago about maybe, or there were rumors about an Usher.
I feel like I remember hearing something.
Bieber something, but there were videos of Justin and Haley having a good time. Of course, how can you not when Usher's performing in front of your face? You're gonna enjoy the music. But yeah, no Biebs. People were disappointed about that, but I feel like you can't be too disappointed about the people who didn't come out, and you gotta appreciate the people who did come out.
Definitely.
Alicia Keys. I mean, come on. Trent had a hilarious
Swiss
tweet.
Beats tweets
that
so
was
funny.
so funny. Did you see Trent's tweet? It was hilarious.
No.
He was like, "I'm still open to marrying Alicia Keys," like up to her, which made me laugh. But yeah,
everyone felt bad for Swiss Beats.
All those memes. Did you see the one about when Beyonce was dancing on stage with Sean Paul years and years ago, and the camera pans to Jay-Z and his eyes are closed?
I think I have seen that.
And they were like, this is Swiss Beats right now, which made me laugh pretty hard.
It's just also the way that Usher like dances, like he's just like a sexual guy,
right? I saw another funny one that was like,
he's coming off a Vegas residency where he's turning. Sex is turned all the way up for a Vegas residency.
I saw another one that was like Keke Palmer's man screaming, "This is what I'm talking about."
I forgot
like,
about
see, guys, see.
So it just seems like maybe their relationship has evolved through the years. In 2014, when Justin Bieber was going through like his own shit, Usher was like, look, I try my best to like be there for him. And he said, I'll try my hardest to give him as much positive reinforcement as I can. I'll punch him in the fucking chest when I need to and give him a hug and kiss when I need to. It's more than just mentoring. I love the kid. And then in 2022, he said he spent time with Justin when he was dealing with the Ramsey Hunt syndrome. Said, as an artist, I think we're all going to experience some things that people may not necessarily understand. I think Justin has obviously taken the world on a journey I am happy that I was at the beginning of, and I'm still part of it to this day as a friend. So, I don't know. It kind of sounds like they're...
I mean, I respect Bieber if he's just like, I just rather watch the game.
I mean, I also just think that like we all know that Justin isn't exactly been like front and center performing in the last few years.
I feel like
Super Bowl halftime show is
but it's
as
like a tiny,
big as it gets.
It's just like a tiny like pop in.
No,
pop
that
out.
doesn't even. That does not matter. It's like it's the stage is one of the biggest stages in the world.
I know. That's that'd be awesome.
It would have been awesome, but we can't get too upset about it. You know what I mean? We got to take what we can get.
What song would they have done?
There's the song they have together.
Yeah.
I just need somebody to love.
Yeah. People were expecting him to come out in the outfit and everything.
Somebody to love.
Yeah, that would have been cool. But I felt like maybe he was warming up at the All-Star game, in Canada. It was like he was getting his reps in for the Super Bowl. But it didn't happen. It didn't. But like we said, you got to appreciate the moments that did happen.
Which were, I thought, great. Support from today's episode comes from Jenny Kane. Perfect timing, honestly, because the new year is here and everyone's wardrobe could probably use a little refresh. Jenny Kane is a California brand through and through, and their staples making get dressed easier than it's ever been before. Jenny Kane has some incredible sweaters, staple pieces that I love. I have a cardigan that I wear all the time in any season, but this one especially. Their sweaters are the it item. They have the Flynn cashmere sweater, which is the perfect everyday V-neck, and the cashmere turtleneck is such a solid staple piece. I have one of their cardigans that you can dress up, dress down. So cute, so soft, so comfortable. Jenny Kane believes in the art of simplicity. They focus on comfort, quality, and timeless design so you can curate a wardrobe that never goes out of style. They also have a stunning collection of home essentials, timeless furniture pieces, cozy pillows and throws, perfectly curated decor, and the most incredible candles. Plus, they have an incredible rewards program where you can earn up to 10% back with every purchase, and joining is completely free. Find your forever pieces at jennykane.com. Our listeners get 15% off your first order when you use code CHICKS at checkout. That's 15% off your first order, JENNIKAYNE.com, promo code CHICKS. Let getting dressed be one less thing to worry about. What else was there? The commercials... Like nothing jaw-dropping for me. Of course, we always see some new movie trailers, things like that. The Wicked trailer came out, had everybody freaking out. I will say the Wicked trailer brought the room I was in to a standstill. We were like,
so I was excited for the Wicked trailer, but I was not blown away by the Wicked trailer.
Yeah.
Like I'm.
Was it the full one though? Because a lot of the trailers they were playing was like full trailer online.
I don't think so. I mean, it was still short, but I also think that's all that came out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like Deadpool. It was like, oh, go watch. Like, there's a 2.5 minute Deadpool trailer you can watch online. I don't think there's one for Wicked.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's because I didn't hear any of the music in the trailer.
Really? They didn't really sing it all.
Right. So I think that's why I kind of was like,
But this is the formula that we know.
I know. So
because they don't like to say musicals or musicals when they put out a trailer.
Right, but for Wicked, it's like Wicked is is the musical. So like, give me a song in there. I thought that I liked the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito one.
State Farm.
Yeah, that one was fine.
One was good.
The Ben Affleck one was good.
The
Dunn Kings, I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that was good. And then the Vince Vaughn, Tom Brady. Listen, you put Vince Vaughn in anything, I'll say that I liked it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they got Vince Vaughn to do a commercial. Nice.
Yeah.
Nothing really. Towards the end, I was like, all right, these commercials kind of stink. Like, they're mailing it in.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, once you get to like overtime too, I feel like a lot of
they
them play over
them,
again.
yeah.
The T-Mobile one where like it was the audition thing. That was funny.
Oh, I liked that. They had the
Sometimes
Suits guys in there.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I don't know, big commercials when they just decide to throw a lot of famous people together, like it just kind of loses me because I'm like, that's the whole concept.
Yeah.
The whole concept is like, let's just get a lot of famous people to do this commercial, which,
the amount of money. It's
they
have to spend like $7 million just for the commercial itself.
Yeah. Temu was a big commercial for something. I think more than that. I think that same commercial aired like at least 5 times.
Yeah, there were.
I've never heard of it.
I've
never heard of it.
I feel like I've seen it.
I've seen it a
online.
lot. If you search, because I've been like in a big, I've been looking at lamps recently.
Oh.
And anytime I search for lamps, Temu comes up first thing.
Yes.
Insanely cheap.
Yes.
Every single like item they have is so cheap.
That's what it is.
And I don't buy it because I'm
Now-
like, it's so cheap that it can't
Right,
be
right.
good.
You're like, there's no way this is gonna look.
Okay, that makes sense because I'm like, why is that name so familiar? Yeah, if you search any item, furniture,
Yeah.
anything on Google, that comes up, and then you're right. You're like, wait, this is weirdly
Like you see the same item somewhere else at like a normal price, and theirs
Yeah.
is so low it doesn't make any
that
sense.
you're like, I can't trust that. Right.
So Verizon had a commercial with Beyonce, which was huge, and Beyonce teased music at the end, which had everybody freaking out. My friend Lauren is a massive Beyonce fan, so literally the commercial ended. She's like on her phone, like, where is it? Like, where's the news? It's like Beyonce had everybody scrambling. Twitter was cracking me up too, of like people just like screaming into the abyss of like what's going on. And then she hit Instagram and said, Act 2, Renaissance, coming out March 29th, and 2 new songs out right now. So Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages she released last night. Country album. But it's like, it's country, but
It's
Beyonce.
it's country.
Yes.
Did you just make that up right now?
It really is.
I saw people saying that online.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
It certainly is. So yeah, I mean, it's like we said, Renaissance was such a dance album.
Is it called
Now this is
Renaissance Act 2 or is
country.
it just Act 2?
I think it's Renaissance Act 2. I don't know.
I see people saying Act 2, just
Yeah,
Act 2.
I've
Maybe it is
seen
just Act 2. But like, wasn't Renaissance Act 1? Like, wasn't it Renaissance?
I don't think
or no?
so. The album just says Renaissance online.
Maybe not.
I don't know.
Maybe it's just Act 2. Either way, she's going country.
Yeah, not my favorite, just because I'm not a huge fan of country music in general. Like those kind of beats don't really get me going.
Yep.
Like when I think Beyonce, that's not what I think of. But I do appreciate Beyonce exploring new avenues of music.
Yeah.
She's reached the time in her life where if she wants to make a country album, she's gonna make a country album. The same thing with the Renaissance dance album. Like she was like, I want to make this type of music, I'm going to do that. Now I want to make country, so I'm going to do that. So I do appreciate her exploring new avenues because in this time in her career, she can. Not for me, though.
Yeah, I'm very into it. I was
like
playing
the
it again
16
this
Candles.
morning. I really like it. 16 Carriages, I think,
Or
is
16
so good.
Carriages.
16 Carriages, also, like, the production behind 16 Carriages is awesome.
It doesn't
I
really
thought.
sound, at least
16
that one,
Carriages sounds less country.
Yeah, it
I mean,
doesn't
Texas
sound
Hold'em
country.
has a full
Yeah.
country, like, Texas Hold'em has that, I don't know what, like, the count is, but it's like...
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
think
kind
about
of beats just don't get me
the
going.
collabs. Maybe she's going to collab with like Luke Combs or
Like,
something.
it's almost like, yeah. I mean, she also looks fucking incredible right now. Like her when they flashed her in the box and her hair right now, unreal.
Beautiful.
I-
The
Unreal.
cover for the Texas Holder, like, damn.
When she walked into the Grammys wearing that hat, I was kind of like, that's
Yeah.
an interesting hat choice. And then it makes sense.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what everyone was saying. I know, it's like they showed Beyonce for 2 seconds, and Lauren was like, she's got a bolo tie on. It's country music. It's happening. So, I mean, the people who love Beyonce and country music, my friend Lauren,
Yeah.
are losing their shit.
Right, they're really
It's a collaboration of their absolute
dreams.
dreams.
Yeah.
Like, this doesn't get better than this.
I know.
Especially like if Beyonce does fully. I wonder what happens in the world of country music though when it comes to like award season and whatnot. It's like the CMAs, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Well, here comes Beyonce."
Right.
now we got to compete with Beyonce.
I know all the country artists are probably like, fuck. Like Kelsey
Yeah.
Ballerini is like, are you kidding me?
Like, come on, this fucking rocks. But also like, damn.
Right. They're excited to have her, but they also
Totally.
wish, don't stay for too long.
Like maybe Beyonce headlines Stagecoach. That
Oh
would
my
be
God,
That would be
so sick.
hilarious.
That
That would be really
so
cool,
sick.
but also funny.
I know.
It just would be different.
I know. So that's very exciting.
Yeah.
And soon, March 29th.
Yeah, very, very soon.
Right before, only a couple weeks before Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Taylor's like, fuck.
No, I mean, honestly, like, Taylor's probably like, yes. Like, they're totally different vibes.
So
Yeah,
different.
I'm just thinking about charts, number ones.
Well,
Taylor's gonna beat her
And
out.
if you're thinking that way, you want to be the second person to put your
Right,
music
because
out.
Beyonce will have her time, and then you know.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But then, of course, we had the Chiefs win.
Yep.
And we got all of the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce moments. Travis Kelce, Noah, you said this in the chat. WWE, like he's just acting. He just acts like he's in the WWE.
But
he doesn't always sound.
He's always
right.
always acted like that.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's anything different.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's especially last night.
Yeah.
I think it's more like he had like a average game, like fine, and then it's like he's up there like.
Yeah, no. I mean, he had the first half he sucked.
Yeah.
But I mean, he had 90 yards in the second half,
Yeah,
so not like it was he didn't totally disappear.
Almost killed his coach.
Yeah. Obviously, he was heated at certain points, and Andy Reid said that he was like, normally I could go back at Travis, but he stumbled because Travis like kind of caught him off balance, and he was like, normally I pushed back a little bit, but Trav caught me.
Yeah, he said he caught him off guard. And
Travis said afterwards he was just telling him how much he loved him, and everyone was like,
yeah,
sure,
See,
pal.
that's the thing, it's
That's very clearly not what happened. Andy
Yeah.
Reid was like, he was telling me to put him in the game, which is clearly what happened. But for Travis Kelce to be like, I was just screaming, I love you, man. Like, that's not. It was very clear that that's not what was happening right there.
It was a massive turning point in that game, too. Like, the whole first half could have had a completely different feel. They just had a massive play into the red zone, and then Pacheco fumbled. He got taken out during the play. The Pacheco fumbled. He was pissed. He wanted to be in the game during that. Whatever. You can rationalize it. You can also condemn him for it. Like, you can go both ways. Like, you don't get into your coach's face like that.
I think, like,
regardless.
Yeah. The fact that they won, it's like whatever. Now they can joke about it. If they had lost, it would have been like a giant thing.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and he got up on stage and he did the. I couldn't believe his voice lasted through all those Viva Las Vegases. I was like, I thought it was just gonna die out when he hit that Las Vegas. I was like, oh boy, Viva. Like I was like, oh my God, his voice is gonna die out. But Taylor was eating it all up. I loved her outfit last night. I thought she looked cute. It was like, not too dressy, which appreciate. I feel like Super Bowl appropriate, and I love her hair in that ponytail.
Yeah, very.
I think
cute.
that's a very flattering ponytail. And their moment on the field, the kiss, and
the big kiss, the hugs,
parties afterward. They were singing "Love Story" at the after party, and he's up on stage with the Chainsmokers. The Chainsmokers are playing a "You Belong with Me" remix.
It's just good times all around.
Yep, she was wearing his jacket, leaving the party. They are living the dream. Truly, two people on top of the world.
Yeah, Grammys.
Yep.
Album win. Next week, Super Bowl win.
Yep.
Literally on top of the world.
Truly.
And now, Taylor can't relax because she has to go to
fly right back.
She's got to go to Australia.
Well, people were like,
I thought
wait.
she had to go back to Asia.
They were like, wait, can she go to the parade? My guess, I don't know, is going to be that she's skipping the parade.
I feel like that'd be a chaos.
I do think she has to go right to Australia or
her
soon,
show's on
right?
Friday, Australia. I'm pretty sure.
The parade's probably
February.
tomorrow?
Then
16th or 15th.
No, they normally do the parade like midweek.
I think the parade's on
Wednesday.
She doesn't need to go to the parade.
No. I mean, like the parade, I feel like is more for like the team.
Yeah.
Like they're like
Travis Kelce. Yeah, like
Travis Kelce's gonna be screaming his head off.
What day is? She's got a
beers.
show in Melbourne on the 16th, Friday.
Yep.
So.
Is she gonna change a lyric for him?
Yeah,
and then
she's in. She only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shows. Honestly, it all makes sense too, right? Where one could have maybe guessed she was going to be releasing something. Like the album comes out in April, and there just so happens to be like no shows in April.
Yeah.
So she's in Melbourne, Sydney, Singapore. And then the rest of March and like all of April are open before she goes to Europe. So
They'll probably go with
maybe
her,
Travis
right?
will join her for some of these later shows.
And that'll be cute. Switch it up. We'll get some videos from at the concert.
Yeah, like
know,
all of May,
over.
she'll be in Europe. So I mean, what a fun way to spend.
Yeah, they can have a little fun in Europe.
Spend May. So it's very exciting. But yeah, living out the dream. It really felt like it was written in the clouds for this one, right? Like that this was just, literally this is how it was going to end.
Right. Prom king and queen. Well, there were points at the end of the game where there were other guys open, and Patrick Mahomes kept throwing it to Travis Kelce. And I was like, listen, I know what these two are trying to do.
Yeah.
A little movie script. Travis Kelce gets the winning touchdown. There are guys open that throw to somebody else. Throw to somebody else and get the touchdown, because I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to write his movie script right now.
Well, but that and also, I mean, Travis is his most reliable
I'm also
guy.
kidding. Like, no, I do understand that, you know.
I was praying for him to not. I was like, we'll never hear the end of this if he scores a touchdown.
Right. Like
I was hoping for it.
I was like, please no.
It was just kind of funny just to think in that way that Travis and Mahomes were like, all right, like this will be fairy tale. Like if I throw it to you.
When he was at like the 5-yard line, I'm like, please stop him, stop him.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, I mean it was a crazy game. New overtime rules, which changed things up for everybody.
I think everyone was confused.
Yeah, it's the first time that it's happened. You know, they've been used.
Wild that Shanahan's been in both overtime games.
Yeah.
And lost both of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the Super Bowl.
Yep. It's tough for the I mean, that's a really hard way to lose, because it also felt like the Chiefs were not playing at their best, you know, so it felt like they had their chances. But yeah, another Chiefs win, another win for Kansas City, and Taylor gets her first Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, people were saying that the
Does she get a ring? She went to a lot of games.
They were saying that the Swifties don't know, like, football pain. Like they just got their first Super Bowl in 2 months.
They're like, what? Like it's hard?
Yeah, they're like, of course we won.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, duh. They don't know it.
They're like, so does Travis win the Super Bowl every year?
Yeah.
Basically.
Like I said, I do feel bad for the 49ers, just because, you know, the story, like, oh, hey, we won. Now we're gonna go get married. Olivia Culpo, Christian McCaffrey. Yeah. I'm confused. They never show her, like, when Christian McCaffrey scores every game. They never show Olivia Culpo. Why?
I don't know. Maybe they just don't.
Did they end up getting a box? Because that was their whole thing.
Yeah, they did. She kept posting in the suite.
In a suite. But it also,
so I think Christian McCaffrey bought it.
But it also like didn't look like
he said that he wasn't going to allow.
He was like,
them
I'm not
going
to let them pay for it.
It didn't look like the one. It didn't look exactly like the one like Taylor Swift was.
I'm sure she got like the best.
No, what I'm saying like they were definitely in like a box type private area, but I don't know if it was like
they were in like a small one.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's different. There's still a suite. I'm sure. I think levels to it.
That whole Vegas stadium is so nice. They have all those different areas and whatnot. I'm sure they know where she is. I just don't know if she's like, she's very well known in our world, but I don't know if she's like put her on TV.
Yeah. Right. I mean, like in that
I guess
scenario.
just because I'm thinking of like them showing the family members of like, you know, like they'll show Brittany when they
Brock
show
Purdy's family members.
Yeah, they'll show them.
Yeah.
They'll show Brittany Mahomes with Pat, you know, because of Patrick, and I'm like, Christian McCaffrey, like. He's doing a lot.
One of the best players in the NFL.
Sometimes I think maybe
are they going to show his family?
Maybe they ask. I don't know.
Maybe they ask, or maybe they keep it to quarterbacks most of the time.
Right. Because like even Christian McCaffrey, you would think that they would just show like his family,
like his mom,
parents.
Yeah, like
so. You know, that is very true. They did show Taylor on the big jumbotron during the game too. She was chugging her drink.
Yep.
Which slow.
Yeah, I think it was wine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume it was wine, which is harder to chug.
That is harder. And you know, and she did not spill a drop too, which is also tough.
She was
to
savoring
do,
it. I think wine can be really hard to chug.
Yeah, chugging wine is awful.
Yeah, so
you see Leonardo DiCaprio was there with his hat, like,
of course, like we
like,
know it's you, man.
We know it's you.
Give it up. We know it's you. Give it a rest. But I'll appreciate a Leo sighting.
There was it is just fun. There are always like groupings of people that you see. There are so many celebrities there. Yeah, even like so I think it was Glenn Powell who posted a story, and he was I think maybe like in the Raising Cane's box, and it was just Tobey Maguire behind him. Like he was
he was
Leo,
not
right? Tagged in the photo, but it was just Tobey Maguire directly behind him in the picture. I felt like,
are we supposed to get an awful snowstorm tomorrow?
Yeah, it is supposed to snow. Yeah,
people keep talking about this.
What?
So people keep saying
I just
this, and I'm
got
like, are we?
a notification from. I had a blowout book tomorrow morning. Sorry, I had a blowout book tomorrow morning, and I just got a notification that they're canceling because they're closing the salon because of they're supposed to have 8 inches of snow.
New York is forgetting how to act.
We really are. I'm like embarrassed. I'm embarrassed by everybo's reaction to this snowstorm.
I didn't even know there was.
We're
a
acting
snowstorm
like
coming.
LA when it rains. We're like, we don't know
right.
what to
Last
do.
week when people were like, LA rained for 2 days, they forgot how to act.
Yeah. No, that does. The New York schools are remote tomorrow.
What?
Yeah, they already called
I
it.
didn't even know this was happening.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like a couple inches at max. I feel like,
I mean,
in
it's
the
always
city.
in the city.
It looks like 70%. Is that even saying 100%?
No, but that's like say, you know.
Yeah, 70%. I honestly forget how to even
I
say
forget
it.
how it
it's
works.
It's like 70%. It's not a 70% chance
It's
that
not a
it's snow. It's a
70%,
70% chance.
I forget what it is, but it's like not. It's not like when it says 50. Like when it says 50%, that's not like 50% chance of snow. It means
It's
something
like
else.
50% like of New York or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a weird thing, but yes, it is for like all of the tri-state area tomorrow. Are supposed to be getting like Connecticut's supposed to be getting a lot of snow.
Oh, dang. All right.
You might get more than we do. Like in the city.
I've never received that kind of message before.
I can't believe the salon closed.
I know. What?
Your new apartment's gonna be great for like. I'm just thinking of like
my
snowing,
God.
like it's the windows.
I
Like,
know.
that you have.
Yeah, that is so true.
I know. I can't wait to witness that or the rain.
Yeah.
All right.
We had one more thing we wanted to touch on because it happened mid-game and it kind of got lost in the magic of the game. But it looks like Larsa Pippen and
Marcus Jordan. Personally, my Super Bowl.
Are no more.
They unfollowed each other, and then Larsa posted on her story, should your friends unfollow your ex?
Yeah.
She deleted all pictures with him. They unfollowed each other. What happened? Those sweethearts were just in here a couple of weeks ago.
I know.
What happened? Where did it all go wrong? We'll find out, I guess,
will.
maybe on the reunion of Miami.
We will, but truly, and we felt the love. I thought those two were locked in.
And clearly
You
something
just
happened.
get your hopes up. Also, OBJ and Kim Kardashian were seen together for the first time. I felt like that was like, of course, after last week of me being like, we haven't even seen them. And we saw him for like 2 seconds walking
whatever.
it's a major whatever.
Yeah, like
But,
cool.
Yeah.
You know, you guys enjoy yourselves.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps up our Super Bowl coverage.
Yeah.
Huge news for Barstool. We're excited to announce our partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook, one of America's top-rated sports betting apps. Getting started is simple. First, you can download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and sign up using code CHICKS. So if you don't have the app already and you want to get started and you want to get involved, you can download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and sign up using code CHICKS. If you want to get started, you could try betting on something simple, like a team to win this weekend, maybe some college basketball, maybe the NBA, whatever you like, just to try betting on something simple to get started. Go to the app, select a team, and place your first bet. It is that simple. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code CHICKS. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code CHICKS. Once again, this is huge news to announce our partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code CHICKS. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code CHICKS. The crown is yours. Welcome back to the Weekly Watch Report, where we talk about the things we watched this week. Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday.
Ooh.
Yeah, that one
Went up an octave.
That one felt different to me. All right, I'll go through these pretty quickly because I didn't watch anything different, not differently. Traders. Caught up.
Yeah.
I'm giving that an A. Traders just getting an A all season. It's real good.
What did you think of spoiler? What did you think of Pete's move? It made sense for him. I would have been surprised if he went the other way, you know?
It did make sense.
Like, that's the Pete we know.
Right. That is what happened, where I was like, is Pete going to do something different? I was like, no, that's Pete.
No, that's Pete.
Which, by the way, is he not coming on the show?
Wait,
so...
I
think the timing messed up because, you know, they were all in New York for Traders Press was when I was in Vegas.
Oh, so when we said yes, I feel like we never got an update.
We never did. But I think it's because we weren't here.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe we missed all of
Is
it.
this going on the show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at you. What happened with Pete?
Because Rhea teased. She said like we're trying to get Pete on.
We tried to get Pete on, and then we never heard an update.
Let me follow up.
Because I'm pretty sure they did.
What do you mean follow up now? I think it's.
No, I think our moment's passed. Like I saw all the Instagram stories they were doing. All the traders.
You saw them in.
All the traders people were doing press in New York all at the end of last week.
You're following up?
I'm just checking what happened. But
Yeah.
Oh, so you never gave us the follow up.
I mean, granted, Pete does live in New York, I'm pretty sure. So it's like,
he could come.
Be for that. But anyway, we do want to have a conversation with him.
Yeah, I want to sit down with Pete.
He is the star of the show. I mean, he's crushing it. And that does make sense. I just thought that move made sense for him.
Oh, my God. It would have been. I just realized you're talking about Pilot Pete.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who?
I don't know because I don't watch the show, so I'm like Pete. Like, but if you said Pilot Pete, I would have been like, oh yeah.
Sorry, Pilot Pete. Sorry.
I mean, were you just about to text Jordan Berry, being like, any update on Pete?
I just texted her. I said, what happened to Traders Pete coming on?
Traders Pete.
Because and then it clicked. I'm like, oh, Pilot
Pete.
You got to call him Pilot Pete.
Who is this Pete
sorry,
you speak of?
Sorry, on Traders, he's Peter.
Yeah, he's Bachelor
He'll
Pete.
always be Pilot Pete.
Oh yeah, he's just the Bachelor.
Yeah, no.
Peter.
On Traders, they talk about him like they're like, oh, Bachelor suave Pete.
Yeah, and Parvati calls him Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, he's playing a good game.
Yeah,
he is playing a really good game.
And they threw some twists in there, obviously, with like not being a normal round. What?
They said they're circling back with dates.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool. Okay.
They're still talking about like they did a different round table, all different elements there.
I'm into it, and my favorite storyline that's on the side is how much Phaedra loves CT.
Yeah,
that's my favorite side plot of this show.
Yes,
is that Phaedra fucking can't get enough of CT, and CT being like, if Phaedra wants to light my torch, like just cracking me up.
Really fucking love CT because
Same.
no matter what show he goes on, whether he is the star or off to the side, he makes it far, you know, and I appreciate that.
He's such a delight. I wish Johnny Bananas made it far.
Same,
but you can't always get what you wish for. And we gotta get Johnny back in here too. I gotta reach out to Johnny. Remember we were going back and forth, and then just we lost. We lost touch for a bit. So we'll get Johnny back in here as well.
The steam, we lost steam on that.
But great episode. I'm loving Traders. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That's good. It gets a C- for me.
I didn't watch this.
It's really
week.
Dwindling, and this is what happens when we know everything that has happened.
Fair.
They're now touching on the Mauricio and Kyle stuff, and it's like we know what happened. So I'm kind of out. Love Island All Stars. I'm all caught up every day with that VPN, baby.
Yep.
You know I got it. And this season is damn good.
It was
and
good.
I want to spoiler. I want to put out some predictions quickly. So I'm going to do spoiler alert. My prediction is
massive
spoiler. So predictions here. Georgia H. She is leaving Anton's ass. She is not staying with Anton.
You mean like after the show?
No.
Oh, before the show.
My prediction is her head will turn.
Oh, I don't think so.
Really?
I think she'll stick with him to the end for the sake of the show, and then they won't work in real life.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Both of those avenues, I like the prediction there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just have this like, that would be dramatic. That just
reminded me that Callum was like the star of my dream last night. Wow.
Callum is a sweet guy.
He is.
And I'm still holding out hope that Callum and Molly will find their way back to each other by the end of this season. Those are my two predictions. That Georgia H., her head gets turned. Or even more shocking, Anton's head gets turned, which I don't think will happen. But I think Georgia H., I could see like some guy come in. I thought it was going to happen when Adam came in.
Yeah.
I thought that all of a sudden Georgia H. was going to, but he's with Arabella right now. We'll see. I think it's going to come to a point with Molly and Tom that she's going to be like, I'm not really feeling this anymore. And maybe her and Callum will reconnect.
That would be great, but I just feel like they don't, like the romantic connection is there. I feel like they're both so happy that they've like gotten to this place of kind of friendship where like 3.5 years is a long time, you know?
Yeah.
And if it's not like an immediate, we want to get back together, I don't know. I don't know if it happens. Because
that's a great point.
Individually, they seem like both such great people. So naturally, you want them to be together. And it's just maybe
it didn't work out right. Maybe
friends.
Maybe they can be friends.
Exactly.
I think that's
like
why
why it was so sweet seeing Callum be like, look, I feel like I'm in a great place with Molly. Like it's really nice that we can like talk and like be okay. I was like, that's nice. You know?
That is nice. And maybe if they were to try it again, that would ruin that. So you're right. It is nice to see them as friends. And I think it's true. Like if they really wanted to be together, it would have been an instant we need to try.
I think also Tom is just like kind of like Tom for me is just like whatever.
Yeah, so he's pretty whatever to me as well.
You know? Like seems like a sweet guy, but I'm just he never really gives much.
And also young.
Yeah.
Definitely. What is he, 20? He's 24.
He's 24. Yeah.
So sometimes like I feel like guys take longer to mature.
Yeah, I agree.
But he's never shown, Molly said the same thing, but then she was like, you've never shown signs of immaturity, so I don't know why I'm saying that, but
yeah.
I'm about to sneeze.
Bless you.
Okay, I'm back. And that's really all I watched. Yeah.
I will. Oh, do you want to give Vanderpump Rule a grade? Because we did watch it and talk about it already.
We did talk about it.
We don't have to talk about it again. But
I'll give it a C.
Okay. I watched Love Island All Stars, also up to date. I will give that a B+, I would say. Traders, I will give a A-. What else did I have on here? Ever wish there were more than 24 hours in a day? Because same. Luckily, Chomps knows real life demands real ingredients. That's why they make healthy snacks perfect for life on the go. Get ready to find out how good healthy snacks can taste with Chomps. Every bite is bursting with bold flavor and comes in a variety of flavors for everyone. With 0 sugar, up to 12 grams of protein, and choppable flavors, you can take bigger, bolder, and better bites every time. Chomps are simply made with natural ingredients you can feel good about. They're filled with the highest quality, sustainably sourced, 100% grass-fed meat, so you can feel good about what you're snacking on. Chomp sticks come in 9 delicious bold flavors, so there's a healthy snack option for everyone. Or grab a variety pack to satisfy your whole family's taste buds. With thousands of 5-star reviews, snackers around the world to satisfy their hunger cravings with Chomps. Even better, you can order online and have them delivered straight to your door. You can even subscribe for ongoing savings. Right now, Chomps is offering our listeners 20% off your first order and free shipping when you go to chomps.com/chicks. Go to chomps.com/chicks to see all the delicious flavors and get 20% off your first order and free shipping. That's chomps.com/chicks. Don't forget to use our link so they know we sent you. What else? Is that it? Yeah. Vanderpump. Vanderpump will give a C. I have been back into watching, like, I jump in and out of watching Suits. Love it. Like, sometimes I'm in a kick where I watch, like, episodes all week long. Sometimes I take a little bit of a break. I've been watching season 5 of Suits currently. I will give that a B+. I watched the new episode of Curb that was on Sunday night. Felt like kind of like a setup episode. They're gearing up for, obviously, like now Larry to go to trial, which should be very funny. And Benny Drama was in the episode, which I thought was really cool. I will give Curb a B-. And what else did I watch? Anatomy of a Fall. I watched a movie, Oscar nominated. Trying to cross those off the list so I can watch all the Best Picture noms. It's one of those movies where I understand the art behind it and the uniqueness of the story and how it was told, and it really gets you. Like, as soon as you start to maybe think, oh, she did it, she didn't do it, like something else happens, And I mean, you end the movie, you're still kind of like, you just don't know. And the acting is fantastic. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bored throughout parts of it. So it's a long movie too, like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And it's really like
these days.
It's really obviously focused on like one big thing, and it's long. So it is a very fascinating story, but it's like it's not one that I would watch. Like Oppenheimer is so long, but that's like I would rewatch Oppenheimer. This one I don't think I would rewatch. I'll give it a B+. The Other Zoe, I clocked some movies on the plane. I watched The Other Zoe, the Drew Starkey movie.
Yeah.
Did you
Noah,
watch?
you hated that, right?
Yeah.
I'll give it a C. I mean, cute. Like, honestly, kind of wish Drew was in it more. Like, I thought he was really good, and I liked seeing him in like a little cutesy boy role instead of like Outer Banks role,
Yeah.
But silly premise, really.
Right.
But
Speaking of Outer Banks, have you
fine.
seen all of them shooting?
Yeah.
There's been a ton of like pictures of them shooting in like Morocco
They're
or
in
wherever,
Morocco.
which I always get excited for a new season.
Yeah.
I cannot remember how the last season ended, but I do get excited for a new season.
I mean, I heard that. I was like, when I heard Morocco, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. How
okay.
did they get there?
Right. The twists and turns that the next season will take us to.
Rafe is with them.
Yeah. So, I watched A Cinderella Story because I had a shorter amount of time on the flight and was like, I just needed to put on something, and it
nice
felt
plane.
fitting going to the Super Bowl and watching A Cinderella Story. Just
a nice little plane movie. One that you know well, but you're still gonna lock in and appreciate.
You could recite every line of that movie, and that end scene is still one of the all-time best. Ugh, A Cinderella Story is an A movie.
Yeah, of course.
It's seamless. On the way home, I watched Notting Hill. Notting Hill is also an A movie.
That's an A+.
Ugh. God, I love Notting Hill.
You guys love Notting Hill.
We do.
I still haven't watched it. Just because it makes me laugh
it's
every
so
time.
good.
You love London so much and you haven't
No,
watched Notting Hill.
just because it just makes me laugh to say that I haven't watched it every time you guys bring it up.
Yeah.
Which is I want to watch it, but I love that little interaction we all have every time.
Yep. The Other Zoe was the only one I have not seen. Obviously, A Cinderella Story and Notting Hill are rewatches. But fantastic movies. And that's everything I watched this week.
Okay. All right, Noah, what'd you watch?
I caught myself up on the new season of True Detective, so I watched the 5 episodes that are out now.
So is that is it Jodie Foster?
Jodie Foster,
okay,
yeah. Good. It's definitely like way more supernatural than the other seasons that I've watched. But I like it, and she's obviously great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm locked in. Honestly, I'm like, possibly this would be an insanely hot take, but I'm like more locked into this than I was to season 1 when I was watching
really?
it. Yeah.
Interesting.
I
haven't given it a shot, so I can't compare.
Yeah. I'll give that a B+ when I'm on. I rewatched the movie +1. I don't know if you got. I think I probably said it when I first watched it on here, but that's Dennis Quaid's son Jack Quaid, and Maya Erskine, the one who's in Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
I think I remember you bringing this up.
Yeah, and it was really good. And then I just saw someone bring it up again, and I saw it was on Netflix, so I rewatched it, and I'll give that a B+. That's a great, just a great rom-com. I watched Which Brings Me to You. Have you heard of this?
No.
It's Lucy Hale.
Rom-com weekend, huh?
Yeah. Which Brings Me to You. Yeah, it's Lucy Hale and Nat Wolff.
Naked Brothers Band.
Yeah, Naked Brothers Band. I watched the trailer and was like, oh, I'll like this. And it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great.
Fair.
I'll give it a C. I would say, yeah.
You getting in the Valentine's Day mood over there?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so I'll give that a C. I watched the first episode of this new Netflix show, One Day. Still in the
rom-com,
yeah.
I
rom-com.
was gonna say that this is on my my watch list. I'm watching this week.
So it's all it's set in the UK.
I saw it. I was interested.
I came home Saturday night from the birthday party I was at, and it wasn't that late, but Joe fell asleep and I was on the couch, and we had a long day, and I had been drinking, and I was just like, I opened Netflix and was like, oh fuck, like I really want to watch this, but I was like, this is not the time for me to start.
You want to remember it.
Like I was like, I want to actually remember what I'm watching. And so I didn't start it yet, but I am very excited to start. And short episodes. They're only like 20, 30-minute episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah. When I finished the first one, I'm like, that's
they're
it.
Short,
like,
so I feel like you can fly through it.
But he's good. I mean, obviously,
Leo
he was
Woodall,
in
right?
White
From
Lotus.
White Lotus.
Yeah.
Great chemistry. I love that it's set in the UK and
I'm excited to watch now.
No, I think I was like, oh, this is really good.
Great.
This is it's on my list
it's not like
to watch for
corny
this week
or anything.
Yeah,
it's just
Good. Just a good show.
And then I watched Curb last night, and I'll give it a B+. I enjoyed this one more than last week.
Oh, so I liked the first one more than this one.
I didn't watch this episode yet.
Yeah.
But
yeah. But that's all I watched.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
A lot of rom-coms. I'm very excited to watch one day because
I know.
I saw it on
I think
Netflix.
that should be everybody's on everybody's watch list this week.
I'm very excited. All right, those are the things we watched this week. All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Reminder, those show tickets, the live shows, are still on sale, so check out the link in the description and on our social media pages, and you can buy those tickets there. We love you guys, and we will talk to you on Wednesday.